Hello, my name is Faith Claringbull and I'm Director of Ordinance for the Church of England in Birmingham, which means that I help people to think about what God might be calling them to do with their lives. I'm really glad to tell you a bit now about the Taizé community. Taizé is a small village in the Burgundy region of France. In the 1940s it became the home of a community of monks from different countries and churches. It was founded by a man called Brother Roger. These men committed themselves to a life of simplicity and prayer, seeking to encourage reconciliation between divided groups of people. Since then, the community has grown, and now there are around 100 brothers from about 30 different countries and a variety of church denominations. Since the 1960s, young people have been coming to Taizé to share in the life of the community. The brothers now host week-long meetings where young people can spend time with God and meet one another through prayer, Bible study, discussion, silence, practical work and fun. A group went to Taizé from Birmingham in July 2012. This was a joint initiative between the vocations and youth staff of the diocese. Building on previous pilgrimages, it was intended to be an opportunity for 16 to 29-year-olds to explore their relationship with God and think about what God might be calling them to do with their lives. We were very grateful to be supported by grants from the Transforming Church Fund and from Call Waiting. There were 16 of us in our pilgrimage group. Before our week in Taizé, we met several times in Birmingham so that we could get to know each other, prepare together for going on pilgrimage and think about our hopes for the time in Taizé. We also met again afterwards to reflect on our experience. Through this video, we would really like to share with you something of our journey.
I think the main reason I'm going to Taizé is to, learn more about myself. It's a style of worship that I've always enjoyed and felt a connection to, and doing it sort of properly there I think will teach me quite a lot.
I've been twice before, and both times they were really useful kind of still points in my life, or kind of a fulcrum point to turn my life around.
I felt like I needed to come somewhere like Taizé because I felt that I'd strayed away a bit from the path, so to speak, in terms of finding God.
It gives you so much time to be open to God and listening to what God has to say, and both times they've been really useful in my life, and I've got another big point of decision in my life and in my faith life coming up.
The pace of life at Taizé is very different to anything that I'm used to here, and I'd like to go to get a better experience, a more full experience than I had last time. Just because by my nature I spend all my time running around, and then having to kind of slow down and be introspective for a week I found very difficult, so really I want to go to try again.
I'm almost at the dreaded 3-0 when I'm encouraged not to go to Taizé anymore, because I'm no longer what they define as a young person, so this has been my last chance to go, so I thought I'd be mad to miss it.
Welcome to Taizé. A lot of you have not been here before, but there are others who have. So for the first few hours, hang on to those of you that have to give you a help round.
I spoke to friends and kind of acquaintances of mine who had either been to Taizé or knew a bit about it, and trying to find out a bit about their experiences here. I was also lent a few books about Taizé and Brother Roger, so I had a slight understanding of the beginnings of Taizé, which I hoped would prepare me slightly for what life here would be like.
I've been trying to do a bit of silence. I know that's quite a big part of Taizé there. My parents both went to Taizé in the past, and my mum was silent for a week. I don't think I could quite manage that, but trying to spend some more time in my own head, I think that's been good practice.
I would be like praying, probably fasting, but this time I didn't. It was more of a mind cleansing process that I went through, just clearing my mind, trying to slow down and kind of prepare myself for the pace of Taizé, because I lead a very busy life. So it's all about me just finalising things before I left, slowing down and taking things easy, which will get me into the mood of Taizé straight away, which I find has worked really good.
Buying a tent is high on the list.
Well, there has been several meetings where we've talked about coming, what we need to bring, what we should expect when we get here, and at the end of them there's always been a little taster session of the style of worship that they have here. It's been really enlightening. And also I talked to my vicar about it because he's come here quite a few times, and he just told me that I should come with an open mind and be prepared to experience new things and be open to new ways of worshipping.
I went to 2 out of the 3 meetings with the group leaders and the other people going on the pilgrimage. I also did spend some time in prayer before coming, just praying for all of us and that we might kind of hear from God whilst we're here.
I looked into, I did a lot of research on how the brother Roger, how he started the community and the circumstances of which he started it, and I did quite a lot of in-depth research in it. Obviously, in pictures online, it looks very beautiful, and it's true. It's really lived up to its expectations.
I've spent a lot of time thinking about previous experiences from Taizé and sort of how I can build on it, how I can sort of mentally prepare for that. I don't know. My job is very busy. My diary is always full, so I have been trying to take time out just to find peace and quiet and prepare for a more sedate experience.
I went to 2 of the 3 meetings which were set up for the people coming to Taizé, and also through prayer and talking to my parents who have already been, I felt I was able to prepare myself to come.
It's getting into the mindset of having had the lots of them been before. I know what to expect and kind of ready to adjust to the life quicker. I'm actually working through my daily prayer life, the Taizé community's set readings, so I feel I'm already for a starting point, getting into sync with where they are with that, and just the sessions that we're doing together, the preparation, getting to know the group, are all really useful.
It's very good when young people from Britain come here, and there's an increasing number coming who are over 15, 16, 17, 18 coming. Some are regular churchgoers, others have very little connection with the church at all, and they bring a freshness, and Taizé is very open from that point of view, that it's possible to meet people here of many different faith backgrounds and none. We live together a kind of a slice of monastic community life, I suppose, during the time for reflection, a time for fun, a time for meeting people from very different backgrounds.
The official title is, but I'm on shushing duty. It's just a case of going over to people sometimes and saying shh, which is quite fun.
How much I enjoy doing sort of physical work, I think there's an honesty to it which I appreciate them, I really.
There we go, excellent. That's been done.
This is right.
To be referred to, okay, as refuse disposal executives.
I've been working with the children up in Olinda, which is the family part of Taizé. So I work with 6 to 8-year-olds from all different countries, and on our first meeting about the work they told us the only rule is to have fun. So we just mess around, we have fun, we play games, sing songs.
I've been singing in the choir, so that means having a practice in the afternoons and then singing for 2 hours in the evening at the evening service. So we stay whilst other people can leave, and we carry on kind of that atmosphere of worship. And that's really good fun.
How hot it is. I didn't think it was going to be this hot, but yeah, I'm not complaining. I like being warm.
I think just people's openness to talk. In my group in particular, we're all very interested in the Bible studies, and I'm in a French-speaking group, and it's been great to have the opportunity to study the Bible in a different language, and everybody's very keen to practice their languages and kind of get to know people from different cultures. So that has been something which I didn't anticipate happening, so that's been really good.
I'm surprised about how good the food is and how nice the showers are compared to what stories I'd been told, and that I haven't had any mice in my tent like I've heard from other people. I think I'm surprised by how friendly everyone is. I expected people to be friendly, but the atmosphere is amazing.
But it's been really great to spend some time getting to know lots of different people who come together where we've all, when we started off, had nothing really in common except Christ, and working from there, and we've had such great times together sharing and having some very interesting discussions and fun and good times.
The main surprise was the services in the church, kind of the atmosphere, because you have a few thousand people in there, but the small amount of quiet time that you do have is very powerful, and also kind of a few thousand people all singing together in prayer is also very moving and is very meaningful.
The busyness, actually, because I thought Taizé was going to be really peaceful and quiet, and it is at times and in places, but because there are so many people here, there are 4,500 people here this week, so that creates quite a lot of noise actually when people are having lunch and so on, and there's a real sense of lots of people being here, which is great.
When we go off in small groups after Bible study, how all of people of different nationalities will be able to communicate with each other, because well, a lot of people here talk really good English, but a few, like there's quite a few people who like really struggle. I mean, obviously I literally can't talk any other language, like apart from like a bit of Italian, but yeah, it's the fact that we can just sort of manage to like get across what we can say, which like what we want to say, which is really surprising. Like when we look at the text that we've been going through in Bible study, people just manage like to convey their ideas really well. Even though, and it's really sort of liberating that's able to happen, because I've never experienced that before.
One thing in particular which stands out is the fact that I have a kitchen crew that I work with, which is like my job, and I get on with everyone really well. Most of them are German, and we were around the table having like supper after work, and we were just having a discussion about going to church, and one of the girls said, "Oh, I'm not going, I'm an atheist." And I thought, wow, I was taken aback of what she just said, because I didn't expect an atheist to be at a camp for Christians and a pilgrimage for Christians. So I think that's one of the things that has stood out to me and has kind of challenged my perspective of who belongs where.
Just the sheer amount of different cultures that are here, and how that they can all speak English and Taizé English and interact with one another, and just everyone comes together and gets involved, and in the working groups everyone's getting stuck in, and we all work together to, well, just have a happier time here and have a more joyous experience.
I think really for me the important part has been our group time together. I've really enjoyed getting to know our group and having really in-depth, sometimes quite deep and meaningful conversations with members of the group, sometimes with leaders where I've been talking about something myself, or sometimes somebody's come to me and we've had a really nice conversation just out of an innocuous conversation, an innocuous question, so it's been really nice.
The worship is really good, just everybody gathered together, kind of all here for the same reason, kind of trying to kind of find peace and find kind of God's will for them in their lives, and that's been really good.
I think the best bit is all the different people from different countries and seeing just generally how they worship when we all come together. It's quite interesting.
I thought that I was going to have to be extremely nun-like in terms of, like covering up. I thought it was going to be really sort of hardcore nun clothes, but no, it's been they're quite relaxed about it. Obviously, we're in church, we cover our shoulders because it goes without saying. But no, it's good. I thought it was going to have to boil to death, but no, it's not the case. So.
I think last night when we were sat out under the stars, and coming from Birmingham, we don't see many stars, and just lying out there, look on the hillside, seeing the wonder of God's creation up above. In one sense, it makes you feel so small. But in another sense, it's comforting to feel part of something so much bigger than we are, and that we all share together, we become something bigger. The big theme of Taizé this week in the teaching and in the services has been being part of God's plan, part of God's story for the world. And just being out here and looking at the stars has really connected me with that.
With a swoop of his axe, the first tree fell. With a swoop of his axe, the second tree fell. With a swoop of his shining axe, the third tree fell. The first tree rejoiced when the woodcutter brought him to a carpenter's shop.
He's a carpenter.
But the busy carpenter was not thinking about treasure chests.
What makes you a carpenter?
You're a trained carpenter.
I personally love it, but I'm not a fussy eater.
Oh wow. The food is bellissima, no? How they say in Italia. Yeah, no, it's really nice.
The food that you're given is simple but satisfying.
Taizé food. Yeah, if in doubt, add some potato.
The queue's a bit long, but you can like sort of entertain yourself with like games, trying to talk German to like interested German people in the queue. It's fun. But I never quite understood why they drink out of the bowls. Like I just used to glasses, but I guess it's how they. I just don't get it with the water but beggars can't be choosers, so that's cool.
It's better than I was expecting.
If you're coming, I really hope you like potato, pasta and couscous.
Food's like surprisingly good. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but you don't get that much of it.
You know, it's got flavour, it's got a richness to it. Every day it's been different, which I like.
The food's alright actually. It's quite plain stuff, but I mean it keeps you going. It doesn't look like very much when it's on your tray, but actually you don't feel hungry until the next meal, which is all you can ask for really. I mean, considering they're doing 4,500 people. It's pretty good.
Being centred on God and trusting in God and giving things over to God is so liberating, and that's what I really want to hang on to when I get back and have that influence how I go about things.
I think we're going to try and share as much of my experience here as possible with my family and members of the congregation.
Have a reflection on the day, have a reflection on the week, and kind of take the elements from Taizé, like the simple chants, and just do that daily and have a deeper understanding of the meaning of life.
I would like to dedicate more time to reading my Bible though, and learning a bit more about the scripture. I think that was the one thing that the main Bible studies have really helped me to do this with.
I think I'm definitely going to include those kind of chants in my prayer, like just to myself, because I find it much easier to express myself through the music.
I think I'm going to start being disciplined and going on an annual retreat, because it's something that I've been thinking about doing for a long time, but to actually sort of put time aside every year and say, I'm going to go on an annual retreat.
Yeah, I think I'm going to dedicate more time to praying every day. That's something that's come to my mind since I've been here.
I think after going to the worship and the silence we have in there, I found that really relaxing. So I think when I get home I might take some time out of my day for silence to think and pray.
I think just taking some time out just to spend in silence and not distract myself with anything. I think the silence in the services and the prayer meetings and everything has been like probably the most useful for me, just to reflect and do a bit of silent prayer. I think it calms you down and just helps you think about things more clearly.
Hello.